Hey guys, Creme de la Pam over here, also known as Pam Tanga, and you're tuned into yet another episode of my channel. So this video is called Rules of Engagement. Before I get into it, first things first, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Thank you for choosing me. Please continue to choose me. Like the video if you like it. If you don't like it, please comment in the comment section and let me know what exactly would you like for me to change, and I'll surely rectify it in the next video. I'm not getting engaged again. Relax. Engaged or married? No. So we're talking about Instagram engagement in particular. This came about when I had posted on my Twitter looking for influencers, and I found really dope people, but the engagement rates were the bottom, the ghetto, the ratatatata. They were so bad. I was like, these people have to work on the engagement rates, and I could see what was wrong. I'm not necessarily an expert, but I know a couple of things when it comes to influencer marketing. So that is why I sometimes would like to speak about it. I'm not a guru in any way. None of the stuff I'm about to share with you is Googled, and maybe one thing is Googled. And I'll tell you which one it is, but none of the content is Googled because I wanted it to be as authentic as possible, and I wanted you guys to take as much as you can from it. And if you need to do further research, then you can go and do it, but this is what it is. So without any further ado, let's get straight into the video. And I've written notes because one, it is 20 past 12. I'm so sleepy. Number two, I just don't want to forget any of the stuff that I wrote down. So first things first, make use of your stories feature. People want to know what you're getting up to. People want you to let them in on the kind of person that you are. People want you to let them know let them in the know, like, what are you doing? Some people are not even fond of your posts. They love stories, so give them something to keep glued to your page. Give them something. Give the people what they want. So if you have a funny character in your family, or if you have a hilarious lecturer, or you have a weird things of doing things, or you work out, or anything in particular that you think would be interesting to show your followers, even if it's what you eat, don't take us through everything you do in a day. No, don't do that. I'm just saying, just make use of your stories feature, because that is where people want to engage the most, because they don't feel like other people are seeing what they're saying. Also, your crush, guys, if they see a story, I promise you they're gonna respond. Okay? Because on the timeline, there's way too many ahs, you know what I'm saying? I'm kidding, but I'm just saying, you make use of your stories feature. Make use of your stories features. And number two is respond to those stories. Respond to those story replies. So if someone reacts or replies to your stories, make sure you pay attention to them, because if they do it once, twice, 3 times and you don't respond, kiss the engagement goodbye. Kiss that engagement goodbye. So make sure you, at least every time you can, respond to stories. You cannot do it every day. Maybe you do have time, but personally, I don't have time to respond to stories every day. Even once a week sometimes gets a bit too much to respond to everything that I have in my DMs, but I try my best to respond so that people know that I can see you. I see you, see me, see you. I recognize you. Sometimes people will just react. Sometimes people will respond. Sometimes people will even send you DM requests because you have never interacted with them, so their story responses will go into them. So sometimes people's replies to your stories will go straight into the request box. Try empty that as well. Try empty it as much as you can when you can. Also, respond to comments in your comment section. Don't be like those people who check for people they know or celebrities. Sometimes the celebrities even dropping an emoji, and they're like, "Oh, thank you, babe, means a lot to me." Hayibo. I'm like, oh my goodness, woman power. Now semhle yo yasinyisa foot on our necks. What do you mean? That effort I took to write that comment, you'll never see it again. So make sure you also respond to comments in your comment section. Don't be a classist. Don't class ba celebrity lona or ubani una 50,000 followers lona 300. No, suklasa pendula please. But sometimes you can't really please everyone, or sometimes so for instance, if you go on my pictures, there will be a picture where I didn't respond to everyone because in the Lulili clash, and then 4 days later I remembered, well, I didn't respond to comments. I won't respond. Like, I won't respond because of like maybe the busy. But when I do respond, I'll respond to everyone. When I do respond, or if it's just an emoji, I'll like. If it's a comment, like I'll say, I'll comment, because what those people want to engage with you, they're the ones who are giving you the engagement rate that you need. So make sure you engage with them. And then let's go to the next one. Value your audience's feedback and response, so involve them in what you're doing. So what I've started doing lately is involving people in my daily outfits or fashion choices and stuff like that. I've started including them because I just felt like, because one, I want to do more fashion content across all my platforms. Two, I would like to think that I dress well. I'd like to think so. Like, I dress like well, but at the same time, I do not have time to post a picture every day of my outfits or post a picture of every day, because sometimes people will fail you and not take good pictures of you. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes people will fail you and not take good pictures of you. So in that instance, I felt like, okay, here is a gap. What I can do is post my daily outfits on my stories and let my followers pick a shoe or pick earrings that I should wear, or whatever that they can contribute to my outfit, so that they also feel like they are a part of my life. And imagine now you are like, wear this shoe, and I actually wear the shoe, and I'm like, I actually wore the shoe. You were right about this. Your followers also feel special. That's why they will keep coming back and engaging with your content, because they feel like, I want to see what she's going to wear today. Or in terms of cooking, guys, what should I cook tonight or tomorrow? They feel like you want to engage with them. You want to be with them. So do make sure that you try to include them. I'm not saying everyone must post fashion content. I'm not saying so. But I'm just saying, whatever you can include them in, try by all means to include them. Okay. Did you know? This is the part that I Googled. So last year it was 20%. I been knew that. But for the purpose of this video, I had to Google the percentage of people, of your followers that see your content. I had to make sure, because I didn't want to lie. So it's 10% this year. Last year, only 20% of your followers could see your content. This year, it's only 10%, right? Only 10% of your followers can see your content. That is why you will never have 500 followers and 500 likes. Because what? Some of them can't even see your content. So how do you reach those people? You have to you switch to a business page, number one. Number two, you have to promote your content in order to reach them. So sometimes when I do promote my content, I notice that sometimes when the analytics come back, it will say you have X amount of likes and comments, 80% of the people who like the picture were people who follow you. Imagine. That is why you'll sometimes see sponsored Pamela Mtanga, but you're like, I follow this girl. Why is it popping up? It's because you don't engage with my content as much. So the only way for me to reach you is to promote my content, And sometimes people genuinely miss your content. They genuinely miss your content because you are not part of that 10% of theirs. So you have to promote your content in order to try to reach those people. That's called the Instagram algorithm, right? Yes. And then engage with your people's content. The same way you expect people to engage with your content, engage with people's content. Say, awusemhle ntombi, awusemhle, where did you get this? This looks nice. Awusemhle, stanto them, hayibo. Foot on my neck. Ooh, like all these funny comments. I'm not saying be fake, but I'm just saying, like, comment on other people's content, engage, respond to stories, laugh if it's funny, comment if you have a question. If you find something interesting, say it's interesting. If you see their timeline post, say something about their post. You know, they put an effort to put out the content, and you must remember that your standards are not the same as someone else's standards. So to give you a bit of perspective, I'm talking about people, not everyone's content will look like, who's a high-end influencer, Lungile Tabete, or who's this girl with the fro, you know. Not every content you see on the timeline will be that crisp, but you know your people, and you know that that quality that they're producing is the best for them. So don't try set these standards where you're like, I'm not gonna comment if it doesn't look like this. No, don't set those stupid standards. They're your standards, but don't impose them on others. So do comment if you see really good content. Do make sure you comment, because those are the same people who feel like, actually, Pam comments on my stuff, let me comment on hers as well. Okay. And the next tip I have for you is clear your message requests. Some of you really, your biggest followers are in your message requests, and if you ignore them for quite some time, they'll feel like you are a bit distant and you are not communicating with them, and therefore they will fall off in the long run. So try as much as you can to communicate with them. Try by all means not to post stuff that is irrelevant on your timeline, or stuff that is out of what your niche is, right? So for instance, when you go on Instagram is very niche based, right? So when you go on Instagram, I know when I'm going to Pam's timeline, I'm looking for fashion. I know when I'm going to, I don't know, whoever's timeline, I'm looking for beauty. Now, if all of a sudden they're posting jokes or like those screenshots from Facebook, what the hell? They're not gonna engage with your content. Some will, some won't, because they're like, no, this is not the content I signed up for. What I want to see is fashion or your face, period. You know, so make sure you don't post those things, because they lower your engagement rate, because your people are generally like confused, like, what is happening with this person's page that all of a sudden you want to post stuff like this? Why? You know, so make sure you post content that is relevant, content that people have signed up for, and not content that, yeah. Another thing that lowers your engagement rate is flat lays. Flat lays are those pictures of objects, things, and just stuff placed on a really beautiful surface, flowers thrown in there, here and there, and all that cute stuff. Sometimes flat lays will lower your engagement rate, because sometimes people just want to see your face, or they just want to see your fashion, or they just want to see your food. Now all of a sudden you're throwing ipons, sometimes it won't work, you know. So some people love their page to look aesthetically pleasing, and the flat lays add to the look, but just be careful of those, because they might lower your engagement rate. They will actually lower your engagement rate. All you have to do is promote those particular pictures of flat lays, or what you can do is reduce the number of times you post the flat lays. Create good content. If you want people to watch your content and to engage with your content, and to basically be within your content, you have to create great content for them to engage with. If you don't create quality content, then what do you want them to engage with? Try by all means to curate really good content. Go out of your way to make sure your content is great. Personally, I don't go out of my way to create content, because wow, I'm so busy. But I do make sure that when I do take a picture, I'm dressed well, the picture is clear, and I really look good so that people may like the picture. That's basically it from my side in terms of engagement rate. If I do learn or discover something else, I would definitely share it with you guys. Or if I think of something else, I will definitely share it with you guys. But for now, thank you so much for tuning into my channel, and I will try by all means to make sure I have a segment for influencer marketing at least once in 2 months, because I don't always have information. But when I do have information, I will definitely post. There's one thread I once did on Twitter, and it was about people who basically, I kind of recommended Humans, the app, and now people got campaigns and they're like, bam, what do I do? Now I got the campaign, where do I start? What do I do? Yeah, so I once did a thread on that, and obviously it disappeared because it was sometime last year, like 6 months ago. So I'm thinking that's the next influencer marketing video that I'm going to create for you guys. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Yes, I'm finally a YouTuber, guys. I've never said that. Like, comment, and subscribe. Keep smiling, guys. It's for free.